Because here's the reality. I want you to think about this. Being really, really good at what you do just gives you permission to do business in the marketplace. Your competency is not a competitive advantage. It's the entry fee. It is not a differentiator. Talk about how good you really are, and we really care.
I work with business owners and speakers and others all the time, and they'll say, our reputation speaks for itself. Really? That's lazy. You need to speak for yourself.
Are we being persuasive enough? Are we giving them enough information to get them to do what we want them to do? It's not about writing a press release. It's not about just sending a brochure. We have to be persuasive. The four most dangerous words in business are all things being equal. All things being equal, everybody can do it. We're going to shop. When everything's the same, when everything's equal, we shop based on what? Price. Who in this room aspires to be the low price leader in your category? Huh? Nobody? Provided we are priced competitively, give me something. Give me some reason to choose you over everyone else who is also good at what you do.
The marketplace celebrates specialists and quickly forgets generalists. Now, it's not to say you can't say we provide a broad array of services. I think it's important. Clients are looking for that. But I would submit to you, my friends, you have to be known for one thing.
Most companies, whether it was you or somebody else who started your business, spent years, if not decades, building their business and building their infrastructure, building their pipeline. They spent millions, if not tens of millions of dollars, building their reputation, building their internal processes, but most in business spent minutes, mere minutes, crafting the words they use to describe what they do. You see this a lot in financial services: honesty, integrity, and trust. At First National, we believe that you're touting that you're not going to cheat me and that you're going to be honest. Should this not be a given? All right, so you and I, we're on a first date, and it's like within the first 5 minutes, I just want you to know that I'm very honest. I'm a very honest person. I have great integrity. I'm not a cheater, and I'm not going to cheat. Because I've been with people who cheated, and I'm not going to cheat because I'm not a cheater, and I'm very, very honest. And so you're not going to get a cheater here, so we're going to start us with lots of honesty. Is this a little creepy? Why are we talking about this? This is not a competitive advantage. This should be a given. It's only funny because you see it all the time, don't you? Anybody who's in food service, or if you see restaurants or things like this, or grocery stores, this is the one we get. We use only the freshest ingredients. You're serving me food. We use nearly expired ingredients, but we pass the savings on to you. The good news is there's many, many ways to do this right, and we're going to talk about some of those today. Here's the bad news. The bad news is everybody's good. Everybody's really, really good at what they do. Occasionally there'll be someone who isn't, they'll fall by the wayside. They'll be out of the market. But whether your competitors are direct competitors, whether they do exactly what you do, or they just profess to solve the same problem in a different way, everybody's good. And I'm going to play the part of your prospect, your prospective customer or client today. I'm hearing the same thing from everyone.
And we're going to explore over the next hours ways for you to really decipher and ferret out within your organizations what makes you different and better and faster and more aromatic or tastier or more convenient or something to not allow things to be equal, because things can never, ever, 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 ever be allowed to be equal.
How do you influence how people think of you, how people know you? Because your brand today, how much money do you make? How well known are you? How well have you done? How many times have you screwed up? It is a reflection today of everything you've done to this point.
Create that top 10 list. Narrow it down to 5 of the best. Here's the exercise, and it's a great exercise if you choose to do it. 5 great verbal assertions that are persuasive and meaningful. And you type it up, and you shrink it down, you laminate it, and you stick it to every phone in your company. And the rule is nobody gets off the phone until you've said 3 of those 5 things. In conversation, we begin to educate the marketplace. Because there's been a big shift. I want you to think about this. The shift is from selling to buying. When you go to the grocery store, nobody sells you anything now, do they? You go there and you buy things because that sale already happened in your mind. When you go on the internet at 2 o'clock in the morning and you shop and you buy things, nobody's selling anything. We have to be better at being very visible and upfront so that when they're ready to buy, we're the ones that come to mind.
Social media is an and, it's not an or. It's not in lieu of the traditional marketing. There's a wonderful new opportunity with social media, but we're not quite sure how best to use it. I ask audiences all the time, I say, how many people are using social media to build their business? Most of the hands go up. I said, all right, hands down, how many people are successfully using social media? Very few hands, we don't know. But we've learned very quickly how to use it poorly. And it's both ends of the spectrum, right? It's from the mundane to the offensive.
Social media is a great way for people to feel they know you better so they can like you better. It's a chance to reveal more of yourself. The real opportunities are YouTube. I saw a statistic that said that 75%, 3/4 of all online content within 3 years will be video. Can you give them a taste of your business? Can you take a small camera, a small flip video camera, and give them a tour of your facility? Can you do a 1-minute marketing message? Show your expertise. Here's my little flip video camera. Okay, here we're going to do it here. Hi, David Avrin, the visibility coach. Here I am live on stage in Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is going to end up on my blog here pretty quick. Talking about marketing, growing our businesses. I need to get back to my show. All right. You post that stuff, it's searchable. Pop it in, boom, it's right up on the internet. If it's not easy for you, find some teenager who's going to help you do it.
I spoke to an organization a couple years ago called iSpa. And iSpa is the International Spa Association, not like hot tub spas, but like day spas and salons and things that sell rubs and scrubs and creams and things that make you soft and succulent. Is that a word? Succulent? It is now. And so I'm speaking, I will tell you, bar none, the most stunningly gorgeous audience I've ever spoken for in my life. I mean, distractingly so. Like 800 women in little black dresses who demonstrate tanning stuff. And my wife came with me the last time. I've spoken to her a couple of times. She comes with an empty suitcase. Ladies, you understand why, right? Just walk around the trade show getting free samples. But she's sitting in the back, and she didn't get to hear me speak very much, so she came to support me. And it's like literally 800 women in little black dresses, and I'm like, okay, this is a distractingly gorgeous audience, and so soft. And everybody feel your left hand, how soft and supple you are. And they laugh, and my wife's sitting in the back row thinking to herself, he is not nearly as charming as he thinks he is up there.
It's like, ladies, you understand here, when you go to the Clinique counter at the shopping center, right, at the mall, what are the women all wearing? White lab coats. And their vast medical experience? Did they go to the Pons Institute? It's an accessory that lends credibility.
This is my daughter, Sydney. Isn't she cute? She is my little angel devil. She's my middle. It's a few years ago, but I still think this picture is kind of cute. Now, Sydney went to preschool at the big church near our house just south of Denver in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And because I work out of my house, I get to have breakfast with my kids. And so I'm taking her to school one day. She went in the afternoon session. So 5 days a week, she went from noon to 3 in the afternoon. And I'm driving her to school one day, and we pull into this church parking lot, one of the big mega churches. And unexpectedly, the parking lot is jam-packed with cars. I mean, nowhere to park. We're driving up and down aisles on a Tuesday. Big limousines in the circle drive and people milling about in dark suits. And Sydney unbuckles from the back seat and she says, Daddy, are they having church today? And I said, no, sweetheart, I think it's a funeral today. And Sydney says, what's a funeral? And I'm like, oh, sweetheart, a funeral is for when somebody dies. And all the people that know them and love them, they gather together at their church or their synagogue, and they take turns going up on stage. And
And they kind of talk to everybody. And they talk about how much they love them and how much they're going to miss them, what a really, really special person that they were in their heart. Now, Sydney looks very, very confused, and she looks at me and she's like, and then they kill them? And I'm like, no. Honey, this is for people who have already died. Oh, looks very relieved. Not a human sacrifice, no. Kisses me on the cheek and she scampers off to class. How many people with kids? Let's see the hands. Right? Is it not the cutest thing in the world as they discover their world for the first time? Of course she doesn't know what a funeral is. How does she know what a funeral is until she knows what a funeral is? And I would ask that about your business. How do they know, not just that you're talented and that you're qualified and that you're a good choice, but how do they know what truly makes you remarkable? How do they know that you're a better choice? Until you take the time to do the deep dive. Till we really take the time to craft those words and those claims and those assertions. And remind people on a very regular basis. Make sense? And so my time is up. I cannot tell you what a great honor it is for me, a great privilege for me to travel from the United States to come and visit in your beautiful country, and in a language that you don't speak. You were very patient with me, and I greatly appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Thank you.